The most exotic machines in the Outlaws Pulling Series are the Modifieds, where 4 teams have dominated. The twin-engine Twisted Whip, the triple supercharged Sweet Pain, the turbine of Thermal Thunder, and the exotic aircraft-powered River Rat. Today, these and many others will roar in the appropriately named Thunder in the Valley.
In the heart of the Midwest, there's a band of modern-day marauders. Mounted atop their beasts, they line up to throw down. They are Outlaws.
A gorgeous early evening has drawn a capacity crowd to watch the Outlaw Pulling Series here at Rock Valley, Iowa. Hello everyone, I'm Claude Wood. Dave Bennett, Rick Carlson, and I will be bringing you tonight's action, starting with the mean modified machines.
Modified tractors, run what you brung, hope you brung enough, and we're going to start off with the Turbinator.
This is Cody Behrens. He's out of Firth, Nebraska.
The Lycoming turbine, wheels up. Little bit of something coming out of that exhaust right there, but still the front end's up in there and he takes it to the other end.
Well, he used up a little bit of the track there, Dave. Let's go to the replay and see what happened.
Well, I ain't liking that smoke coming out of that pipe right there. That's not typical at all for a turbine. Got the front wheels turned. He knows he's drifting over to the right. We're going to have to find out what he thinks about it. Let's go down to Rick Carlson.
Cody, we hadn't seen that before. What was that?
Well, they call that a compressor stall in a turbine. Made a test pass this afternoon, ate a little dirt. Some dirt coming off the blades, no big deal. Kind of sneezed a little bit, but I think everything's fine.
And that'll bring up Jeff Paulson. Jeff is out of Ogden, Iowa. Running on empty. Jeff is a farmer.
I don't know how you can say he's running on empty. He's got 3 572 cubic inch Chevrolets up front. 7,000 horsepower, 7,500-pound machine. Spin and grin, take it to the other end. You seen the checkered flag right there. He took the front of the sled past it. He goes 303.62. We got a new leader.
Go to the replay, check out the butterflies on top of the engine. Immediately, Dave, they were opened up wide.
He wanted ponies, and he wanted a lot of them, cranking the tires 100 miles an hour. He is going to be happy about that.
Jeff, those 3 Chevys sounded really happy.
I tell you what, they were happy. I tell you, I got after a really good ride off the line. It went straight, but then it kind of dropped into the Turbinator's tracks, and it drifted me there, but I thought, we're going to ride her in it. It had good momentum, so it took me down there, and we got a lead anyway, but there's some awful good iron still back there.
Scott Bracken is your 2-time points champion. He drives the Outlaw.
And the Outlaw don't have anything to do with the Outlaw Association, just the name of the tractor, been that name for quite a long time. He runs 2 Hemis tied crank to crank. He's fighting that left-hand sideline a little bit. He had to stand on the brakes. Yeah, 290 feet, .52. That's just not really going to work.
Check out that right hand easily going into that throttle.
Yeah, you don't want to blow the tires off on the line. Be just like a AA fuel dragster. You ain't going to go nowhere if you break them loose that hard on the line. Just a nice, easy pass, just not far enough.
From ground level, check out the Hemis. Gosh, that's a lot of money there, Dave.
Tied crank to crank, and beautiful they are. Now, he got in trouble right off the bat. That zig right there, that cost him horsepower. When you can see the ruts back behind making a U-turn, that's a bad sign.
A lot of experience in this class. Kyle Petch, also a 2-time champion. He drives Thermal Thunder.
Thermal Thunder, another one of the turbines. Now, they've been fighting this engine this year. They've had wheel trouble, they've had transmission trouble, but the motor has really been fighting them, and he's looking for a good pass here. Going to go into 3rd place at 295.01. Not a bad run at all. He's going to be happy with that run.
And again, we'll go on board with Kyle. In fact, we'll put you in the driver's seat.
Yeah, you think these things are got shock absorbers? You feel every bit of it. In fact, you really drive these things by the seat of your britches when to give it the horsepower.
Wow, that does look pretty rough. Let's check it out from the end of the track, easing into the throttle, and pretty soon it's wheels up, but he looks like, Dave, he's got the balance set just right.
Yeah, the tractor's drifting on him a little bit, but not too high, not bad at all. He has got to be really happy on how that motor ran.
Kyle, we've heard you're working on some things. How is it progressing?
I think we're doing better. We're making some progress. As I'm bringing it out of the hole, it's responding a little bit differently. I was very happy with how it came out tonight. They had a lot better performance than we done a couple passes before this. We're going to keep working on it. We're going to keep getting those guys.
A look at last night's winning tractor River Rat, but a different driver today. That when we come back.
The Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association is brought to you by Extreme Performance Tire Cutting, Be Supreme, by Extreme, Will Cross Seed, good product, good prices, good service. Sapp Brothers, visit one of our 16 full-service truck stops today. And by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology.
Welcome back to Rock Valley, Iowa, and the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Series. Brian Bukema driving River Rat. Last night, Wayne Longnecker won on this tractor. We'll see what happens today.
Well, Wayne Longnecker owns the tractor. Brian Bukema, a neighbor, helps him farm a little bit. Also does a great job of driving with him. They share driving responsibilities. That motor had to struggle a little bit. You heard the motor RPM come down. But hey, don't make no difference. You just took the lead at 3:24 and 14.
Pretty cool seeing that Rolls-Royce emblem on the front of the engine.
Now, Rolls-Royce Griffin, 24 exhaust valves, 22 intake valves, 2,716 cubic inches, walking and talking and going to the other end. Let's go down to Rick Carlson.
Brian, things are good. The Rolls-Royce is good. You did a good job in the seat.
We love it when it works like this. We got a lot of good iron behind us, though, to see. We'll see how it goes.
Craig Ulmer, a very dominant puller here with the Outlaws. In fact, a two-time points champion.
That's a father and son team. Kurt the dad, Craig the son, father and son driving. Now you see the three Chevrolets stair-step. They're three sets of clutches, a lot of machinery to keep in one place. And those motors pulled down because he was standing on the brake to stay inbounds at 305 and 65.
And it looks like, Dave, he got a lot more elevation than what the turbine engines get.
Unloaded the motors a little bit. That is for a fact, hit those wheelie bars. That 305.65 puts him in number 2. Catch second place, but standing on the brakes.
This is Cameron Neves getting ready to pull, your 2004 points champion. His tractor is Cotton Candy.
Now, he was asking the pit crew right there to double check something on the motors. Everything looked good. Got them in a triangle shape. You know, the amazing thing about this, there's a 1-foot square aluminum gearbox tying all three of those motors together. And he just took over second place at 309 and 81 with a lot of candy.
Go to the replay. Did I see something come out of the exhaust that's not supposed to be there?
Yeah, take a look at that right-hand motor. That 8-cylinder just went to 7 cylinders because right there that's nothing but raw fuel coming out of that 1 cylinder, not helping a bit.
Cameron, it looked good, but it's just a little bit short.
Well, I was happy with the run in the position of the class we pulled in. I think the track's going away a little bit, getting a little bit soft.
Don Nelson, very experienced puller. He's a trucking company owner and 3-time points champion. This tractor is called Twisted Whip.
The Twisted Whip. Now you see the two Hemis, one pointed forwards, one pointed backwards. They're joined together in the middle. Then the drive line goes underneath that top motor. Cat Springs, Texas, down around Houston. RPMs went down a little bit, found some traction. Boy, that number 2 spot's getting beat to death as he goes number 2 at 316.09.
That's a different arrangement for the stack on top of the engine. Not really an advantage, though, right?
That type of fuel injection kind of new to the sport of pulling, and a lot of pullers like it. The dyno says it gives them a lot more horsepower.
Final results, Brian Bukema, your winner. A lot of diversity in this class. In fact, the top 3 spots, 3 different styles of engines. When we come back, the limited Pro Stock pack.
We're going to go from burning alcohol to blowing smoke, and we got the big hitters with the big names, the Lotmans, the Learmans, the Van Beeks, the Novaks, all coming in just a little bit.
Welcome back to Rock Valley, Iowa and the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Series. The limited Pro Stock class coming at you now. This is Bill Barrett out of Ravenna, Nebraska. He's a farmer and drives Wampus Cat.
The Barrett family, from Uncle Ricky all the way through to Dad, the whole 9 yards, the whole family's into pulling. Ravenna, Nebraska, you're going to live in Ravenna, you better have a pulling tractor is all there is to that. The boy's the first one in the class, a little bouncy. Motor went down on him. I ain't too sure he ought to turn that pull down, but it don't look like he's going to. They're going to give him the distance of 290 feet, .72.
Well, Dave, why didn't he turn down this pull?
Well, I'm going to say one of two reasons. Number one, he might think he's got a mechanical problem. But number two, you notice how the sun is starting to go down. The moisture's fixing to come up, and that track's going to change. Is it going to get better? Is it going to get worse? Maybe he's going to throw the dice.
That will bring up Seth Novak out of Howells, Nebraska. He drives Bounty Hunter. And the interesting thing here, this tractor is built from leftover parts.
Yeah, last year it was a super stock. Last year the motor blew up, took everything from frame up off. Seth bought it, bundle of parts, put it together, and now he is an on-and-coming puller in the limited Pro Stock class.
Well, that was good enough to take over the lead. This was a pretty good run all the way down.
Yes, it was. He goes the distance of 3:02 and 28, put him in the lead. Listen to that motor. The motor had to get, that track got a hold of him. This track is changing. Let's go down to Rick Carlson.
Seth, all those used parts seem to do pretty good.
Yeah, I had a pretty good pass, maybe a little light on the front end. Took the lead. I'm not guaranteeing it's going to hold up, but I'm sure hoping that I end up doing pretty good tonight.
Our next puller is Roger Learman out of Marthasville, Missouri. He's a farmer and excavation estimator.
I tell you what, there's two tractors out of Marthasville, Missouri, and when they show up, the competition just got pretty stout. The internationals are all there, and this one running on red. He's running on red. He had it tacked out as far as he could go with it, and he went as far as he could at 3:09.06. We're changing the lead again.
And check out the pull spotted in the center. The track, you said a minute ago, may be changing, but I don't think it affected him very much.
I think it's changing for the better, and the boys are going to start moving weight to the front. They're going to be more aggressive on the line, just like him, taking the lead with a good run.
And the crowd certainly getting their money's worth today. That will bring up Tim Lotman. He drives Farmer's Foreplay.
The tractor that's for sale, somebody's going to pick up a winner one of these days. A nice running tractor. Awesome shot. I love this hood design. Charging to the lead. The green boys are running at the red boys. And we change the lead again. John Deere takes the lead at 3:15 and 63.
And Dave, check out the balance on the weights here.
Oh, yeah, he had as many stacked up front as he could. He's got them in front of the rear tires, and I don't think he's got any behind the seat. You know it's a good run when you got to look around the hood to see where you're going.
Let's go down and see what Tim thought of the pull.
Tim, that looked really nice. How did it feel?
It felt really good. I don't know if it's going to hold up or not. There are a lot of tractors back there yet, early in the class.
And that'll bring up Taylor Van Beek. He runs an extreme performance tire cutting business, and his tractor is Extreme Pleasure.
The hardest show in the world to do good at or even think about winning is your hometown pull, and this man comes from Rock Valley, Iowa. Snuffed her out. He goes into third place. He could have used another pony, but he goes 3:06 and 88, and the hometown crowd still likes him.
Let's go on board, and it looks like he went pretty straight and true all the way down the track, Dave.
Oh, you really can't pick this pull apart. I'm kind of interested in listening to the motor. Had all it could take right there. The gear selection that he chose, he used it up.
Moving on, this is Craig Yankee out of Pilger, Nebraska.
Pilger, Nebraska. Man runs a farming operation. One of the hard charges this year. The International and John Deere boys are going at it in this class. Look at the ground speed. He's motivating. That motor didn't pull down. That motor still had some goodie left in it. 3:11 and 11. He goes into number 2.
A good pull set up just to the right of the track, and evidently he thinks he's going to find some new traction over there.
Yeah, he crossed the track, and I ain't too sure he didn't do that on purpose. Got out of everybody else's ruts, crossed the track, went from one hard spot to another spot, moves him into number 2.
As we check out the leaderboard, Tim Lotman driving the tractor that's been for sale for a long time. It's a John Deere He is in first place. But there's still plenty of good tractors to come yet, including David Novak rolling out on the course.
The Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. Precision Turbo, the world's foremost manufacturer of high-performance aftermarket turbochargers. VP Racing, the world leader in race fuel technology. And by Steele Rubber, quality crafted rubber parts and weather stripping.
Welcome back to the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Series, coming to you today from Rock Valley, Iowa. Our next puller for 3 years in a row has been a points champion, and that is David Novak.
Yeah, he's been points champion in years back, and he wants to get back up on top of the pile. He's not used to being down as he is in the last couple of years. Charging hard right here, got some good ground speed. Moving on, the mean farmer's getting meaner. It's close, it is real close. Holy smoke, he goes into second place, missed first place by 1.34. His son pulled earlier tonight, and you know they compared notes, Claude.
Well, and it's easy to see that whatever they did, it paid off. This was a very good pull. So David outdistanced his son, so let's check in with Rick.
David, you have to be pretty happy with that.
Yes, I'm very happy. Last night I didn't have enough front end weight. We learned a little bit last night. My son drove earlier tonight. I put 200 more pounds on the front, dropped a gear, and I'm pretty happy with that.
Joe Moriando had a great 2014 season. However, Dave, this is 2015. No green, no glory. We'll see.
Young man works on the family Bermuda grass sod farm. Does a great job there. Does a great job of driving. Man's been on top of the pack before. He'd like to get there again, but the competition is all here today. And oh, that motor come down a little bit. 3:08 and 11, a beautiful run, but not going to get in my top numbers.
Go to the replay. Balance looks like it is perfect. Check out all the weights on the front.
Oh, yeah. You couldn't have asked for the tractor to be weighted any better. He's only touched the ground one time in that whole pull. Just whatever gearing he used all the ponies that he had. And here he gives you a different angle. Now, you want to see a pull from a distance. I love this shot right here. Giddy up, go, shows the smoke, shows the tire speed. Don't get no better than that unless you got in the top 5.
Absolutely. And check out the aerial shot with all the black smoke and the crowd loving it. This is Robert Davison. He's out of Malloy, Iowa, driving Red Iron.
Yeah, him and his brother Rodney share driving responsibilities on the Red Iron. A beautiful looking tractor. Tractor used to be a super farm tractor, now has moved up to the limited pro stock. Don't worry about that smoke coming off. Well, we might ought to worry about the smoke coming off that front end. That tractor went down and down in a hurry. 280 feet, .19. Claude, something went wrong on this motor.
Check out the white smoke coming up from the stack. That's not normal.
No, it ain't normal. And I'm watching the smoke coming out of the stack. When it died, it just went away. The smoke went away all of a sudden. He's got a problem. Here's another shot from our airborne camera. You gotta, I just love that view. Giddy up, go, and then poof, something went south at the wrong time.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what went wrong from that angle. No Mercy. This is Leon Hellebush, part of a father and son team. This is the dad.
Marthasville, Missouri, one of the 2 tractors I was talking about earlier, and trust me, this guy shows no mercy. As good experience as there is on the pulling track. A little bouncy. You see those rear tires bouncing just a little bit. You don't like that. He gets a distance of 305 and 96, and that definitely cost him some distance with the bouncing on the track.
Well, Dave, I'm wondering at this point, is the track changing any?
Well, when the track picks up the moisture, gets more tacky, as I want to call it, that's when the tires start getting a hold of it. I'm just thinking he missed his air pressure just a little bit, and the track did get a hold of him.
And that'll bring up Tony Wortman. Tony runs a diesel and auto repair business. He calls his tractor tapped out.
Tapped out, and he's going to tap on it for all the goodie he can get out of it. One hard charging machine out of Montgomery City, Missouri. Motor singing. Motor just, here again, we're running out of ponies. The boys are trying to run a tall gear, and I don't think this track is going to let them run a tall gear as he goes number 4 at 3:09 and 98.
And during that pull, Dave, I was watching Tony's hand on the steering wheel. He moved it very, very little.
Yeah, when the front end's up in the air, you don't want to crank on that steering wheel too much, because if them tires are in the wrong place when the front end comes down, you're going to go somewhere you don't want to go.
Ronnie Knott is your Western Farm Show runner-up, and he calls his tractor Naughty Boys.
Naughty Boys, driven Rodney Knott, Coffeyville, Missouri. Get it on, get it down, let's go. 1066 International. Straight, smooth, clean. Little bit of smoke went away. You seen a hesitation, that smoke coming out of the stack right there. Don't know what that's about. And he gets a distance of 3:08 and 31. A good distance, but not far enough.
And a little bit of finesse on the starting line. Then you depend on the track. Then you depend on horsepower. It all plays together.
It's all got to come together, but watch his stack. Watch that smoke coming out of the stack. That one spot, it just went away for just a sec right there. Don't know what it was, but it cost him.
High stakes horsepower, driven by Gary Barrett, a new tractor for this year.
Yeah, brand new for 2015. Good looking tractor, good sharp looking tractor. Going to be the last one of this class. John Deere boys doing very good. New tractor looking good, new tractor sounding good. Going to come up short in his efforts, but you got to be proud of a new tractor that'll go 3:04 and 88 in this kind of competition.
Final results, John Deere standing tall, claiming the first and second spots. International in 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Tim Lodman held on, got a win.
Yeah, I did. It was a great track tonight. Tractor run great. A lot of good competition, but it stayed up there.
Well, Dave, what a pull it's been, from the biggest noise and the biggest toys to the blackest smoke.
It was a fantastic show, and the Rock Valley boys, the way they prepared this track, it held up under all this horsepower.
And that'll put a wrap on it for today. For Rick Carlson and Dave Bennett, Claude Wood, so long. See you next time.